Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Monday the 19th of July 2021, and this is our third video for the day on this channel. When little economic data is being published in the United States, in spite of that, it's been a most exciting and perhaps concerning day. Now first this morning we published our daily update, our morning update, and then this afternoon why lockdown easing could be both good and bad for silver prices, emphasizing the fact that further contamination could actually lead to more lockdowns and therefore adversely affect the price of silver particularly. And what we covered seems to be slowly coming about. Now equity markets are down, gold and silver are down, and cryptocurrencies are down. We really should take a look. We believe there will be further weakness, but not a total crash just yet. But there could indeed be more pain to come. So let's just take a look at what Bloomberg had to say just 40 minutes ago. We'll run through this Bloomberg headline, which was updated literally less than 40 minutes ago. Stocks sink as virus worries fuel flight to safety. We'll just read this small part. Stocks slumped around the world as investors rushed into haven assets after the Delta coronavirus variant cast a pall over the economic recovery, while tension between the US and China escalated. In a reversal of the reopening trade that has powered this year's equity rally, cyclical companies bore the brunt of Monday's rout. Commodity, financial and industrial shares led losses in the S&P 500, which fell the most since May. Airlines and cruise operators tumbled amid concerns over further travel restrictions. After recently plunging to pre-pandemic levels, the CBOE Volatility Index, or VIX, soared. European stocks had their biggest drop of 2021, following a sell-off in Asia. Now, we briefly mentioned this morning, highlighting that Asian markets were down over 2%, or around 2%. This is why the morning update is so important. With the risk of sentiment spreading across global markets, Treasury 10-year yields spiraled to their lowest level since February, while the dollar rose alongside the yen, which again this morning we predicted, and the Swiss franc. Despite the classic safety trade, gold retreated. Oil sank after OPEC Plus agreed to boost supply into 2022. Again, we reported that this morning. Meantime, Bitcoin's slide pushed the world's largest digital currency closer to $30,000. So we've got equity markets down, we've got cryptocurrency markets down, and we've got precious metal markets down. The resurgence of COVID-19 is unsettling global investors who are considering whether new lockdown restrictions will sap the economic rebound and reverse an equity rally that has driven stocks to a record. For Matt Miskin, co-chief investment strategist at John Hancock Investment Management, the move to higher quality assets such as treasuries is justified. In a Bloomberg television interview, he said that we're in a decelerating growth environment. Risk aversion is firmly in place as the Delta COVID variant spread is triggering a flight to safety, wrote Edward Moyer, senior market analyst at Owanda. Equities were ripe for a pullback given Wall Street was in agreement that this is as good as it gets for peak earnings, economic growth and monetary stimulus. It's hard to hold risky assets over the short term now. Geopolitical jitters also resurfaced on Monday after the US, the UK and their allies said the Chinese government has been the mastermind behind a series of malicious ransomware, data theft and cyber espionage attacks against public and private entities, including the sprawling Microsoft Exchange hack earlier this year. Now, whilst we have been critical of the Trump government, we will admit that Donald Trump called out China during his presidency and broadly was ignored. Key events to watch this week: Reserve Bank of Australia meeting minutes Tuesday, European Central Bank rate decision on Thursday. Now this is important, and it's the same time that the US weekly jobless claims report comes out. US existing home sales on Thursday, which we know about. Now, in tomorrow morning's update, we'll actually state what the position of the markets are. Let's just take a quick look to see where we are at 8 p.m. GMT plus 1. The Dow Jones is down 2.5%, nearly 2.6, 894 points. The S&P is down 2.1%, and the Nasdaq down 1.3. European markets and UK markets also down, all at around 2.5%. Let's see what happens to the Asia Pacific markets that actually fell last night. I said earlier over 2%. I meant to say over 1%. However, we suspect they will be down between 1 and 2% again overnight. Looking at gold very quickly, gold is down $5, still holding above 1800, showing immense strength. But silver, unfortunately, is down 62 cents today and is hovering just above the $25 level. Now, this is important. We cover these things in a Monday morning, on a Tuesday morning, on a Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. We also today produce an additional video, which came out early afternoon. Why lockdown easing could be both good and bad for silver prices. Hardly anybody's looked at it. 285 views. And what's happened to the silver price? It's gone down. Why is it going down? Partly because the stock market, the flight to assets, but also as countries are easing their lockdown procedures, we're finding that rates of COVID-19, Delta variant now, of contamination and infection are rising and could potentially have a devastating effect on the economic recovery. Will it? We don't know for sure. But it's potentially there. We must stay abreast of these things if we're investing in the gold and silver markets, unless, of course, we don't care, or we say we're holding for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and none of these things particularly matter at the moment. There's a lot going on, and we draw your attention to it. Tomorrow morning, we'll produce our more regular morning update. We'll leave this here for now. We've also produced a video, Crypto Collapsing, but for how long, on the Crypto Plus channel, where we highlighted the fact that cryptocurrency prices are also falling dramatically. And if I do a quick update on that for just literally 30 seconds, because we're not focusing on crypto on this channel, we can immediately see that the overall crypto market is down 4% today. The market capitalization of cryptos are 1.24 trillion. That's standard between 1.35 and 1.5. So it's come down $250 billion in the last week or so. Everything is falling. Gold is holding pretty steady. The dollar is rising. Exactly what we've covered in the recent videos, including our weekend update. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And those of you who do so regularly, it's sincerely appreciated. We've noticed the viewership has gone down of late, but we've heard other YouTubers express similar concerns. But perhaps not as hard hit as we appear to have been, which is causing us a little concern too. Nevertheless, please help us by giving us a thumbs up, pressing the bell sign after, of course, you've subscribed, so that in case YouTube itself does not notify you of our videos when you press the bell sign, technically they will do so, rather than it just appear as a suggested video. The more people that comment, like, share, and subscribe, the more people who'll get to see the channel. And we have provided links to our recent videos, including the ones mentioned in this one, and also to the Crypto Plus channel. Thank you once again. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Disclaimer. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management, and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice, and merely represent the personal views of its owners.